Today on the Stay at Home Chef, I'm showing you how to make buttery brioche rolls. These rolls are soft and buttery and pretty straightforward to make, only requiring a handful of ingredients. Start by warming 1/3 cup of milk in either the microwave or on the stovetop. You want it to be between 100 and 110 degrees Fahrenheit, so about the temperature of a hot tub. Now, I am using a stand mixer today because this dough requires significant amounts of kneading. You can always do this by hand, but you're gonna need some muscle. Add 2 1/4 teaspoons of instant dry yeast and 1/3 cup of sugar. Then we'll let this stand for about 10 minutes until it starts to get foamy. In the meantime, I'm gonna crack 5 large eggs into this bowl. That's just to make sure that I don't get any shells in the dough. You'll also need 12 tablespoons of softened butter, and you want it to be really soft to the touch, just like this for this recipe. Add the eggs into the stand mixer and about 3 cups of all-purpose flour. You'll need an additional cup to add in as we start to knead. Add 1 teaspoon of salt and start to mix. It's starting to come together, but you can see it's still super sticky. So we're gonna add that additional flour and continue mixing until we have a soft dough. It should still be super sticky, but it should be able to hold its shape as a dough ball. Then it's time to grab that softened butter and start adding it in 1 tablespoon at a time. This is where it's super helpful to have a stand mixer to do all of the kneading for you. It is important to add that butter 1 tablespoon at a time. Let it mix in, otherwise you kind of end up with a buttery mess. So just go slow. It should take about 10 minutes of mixing. It should feel like smooth, fresh Play-Doh. And it will be very wet and moist and buttery, but it will hold its shape. We're gonna lightly grease a mixing bowl and transfer our dough in there, and I kind of turn it around a little bit. Cover the bowl with plastic wrap and let this rise at room temperature for about 2 hours. After 2 hours, you can actually pop the dough into the fridge for up to 24 hours if you wanna make these ahead. Sometimes popping it in the fridge can help the dough be easier to work with, but we're just gonna go ahead and move on to make these delicious rolls. You wanna divide the dough into 12 equal pieces, and you can eyeball this or use a kitchen scale. To use a kitchen scale, first weigh all of the dough and then take that number and divide it by 12. Then you can measure out pieces of the dough to get your desired weight so that they're all even. To shape, use a clean countertop, no flour, then put your hand in a cupping shape. Give it a roll. You end up with a cute little belly button shape on the bottom, so pinch that shut and place it into a lightly greased 9x13 pan. Cover this again with plastic wrap, or you can use a towel, and we'll let this rise for an additional 1 hour. You want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and then you'll make a little egg wash by cracking 1 large egg into a small bowl and giving it a really good whisk until everything is fully combined and it starts to get a little frothy. Just before baking, you'll want to brush this egg wash over the tops of each roll. Then we're going to bake these in a 350 degree oven for about 25 minutes until the tops are golden brown. Thanks for watching. You can find the full written recipe in the video description. Be sure to subscribe, like, and follow, and check out the rest of my videos where you can find hundreds of restaurant quality recipes you can easily make at home. We'll see you later.